Hear the train come.
Tim, what is it about these bugs in a box?
There's no way to shrink it down. There's no words that can describe it. They bring a healing. You either know, you have to know. The smell of a healthy hive, once you smell it, you'll never forget it. But just the ability to get up, take your health in your own hands. See, that's what we have to do. And when you come to the realization, wherever you're at, financially, physically, spiritually, mentally, whatever, every decision you've made got you right where you are right this minute. And the only bird that can fix it is you. And when you accept that, the desire to work these bees, and the healing you get from it, it's something about a box full of bugs, you know what I'm saying? It's got a healing to it. What it is about them, it's just something about them. It's something that's healing in them boxes. The vibration of them, the smell, even their stings, man. I have arthritis in my hands hurting, and can take a sting, and it honestly helps. It's crazy. There is no short answer to it. I mean, they're literally life altering. They can be life altering. Save me. I just want to get up. I just wanted to get up and work a hive just one more time, and I've been happy. I'd have laid down and died happily. And God's like, no, I'm gonna get you up to do it. I want you to do a bunch of them. So here I am. I don't know. I ain't got the answers to it, but they've been fooling with them a long time, and they have helped a lot of people. They have affected a lot of people over the years. That's for sure and for certain.
Craig, what is it about these bugs in a box?
You know, Greg, I used to work in pest control 12, 11, 13 years ago, something like that. And I was always fascinated by the insect biology. And since learning how to work bees, how to manage bees, they've also become just as fascinating to me, learning how they work and how I can work with them. For me, it's not so much manipulating what they do, but manipulating what I'm doing to kind of help them, I guess. I find that fascinating.
Historic downtown Columbia, Tennessee.
Well, what is it really about these bugs in a box? We've been saying this and
all day long for a year now.
We say we go in here and maybe sit down and have a bite to eat with some other beekeepers.
Break bread with beaks.
Break bread and maybe see what it is about these bugs in a box for them.
That's it.
Everyone's got a little different connection with them, their bees, kind of what keeps us coming back, but also the benefits that we all seem to have from beekeeping. There is something special and magical, and it's different for everybody. For you, Zach, what is it about those dang bugs in a box?
There's a lot of things to me. For me, it's one of God's most amazing creatures, I believe. The more I learn about it, the more fascinating it is to me. And the way that they are designed, just their daily functions, I think we can learn a lot of life lessons from bees, from their work ethic, and for understanding the different roles they have throughout their life. It's just, it's one of the most fascinating creatures to me, and they play such a vital role in our environment and in our world. And I love to learn things, and I feel like bees, there is an infinite amount of knowledge that you could gain from that. You'll never reach the full potential of fully understanding everything there is to know about them. So.
What's interesting, Josh, with everyone's got a little different relationship with not only their bees, but how they keep them, what their context is, and what goals that they have. And that's one of the cool things with bees is there are so many different avenues and varieties and things that you can do, things that you might resonate with. What is it for you about those bugs in a box?
It's a lot of things. It's the bees they're so complex but yet simple at the same time. I mean, there's a billion things going on in that box at one time, but yet their mission is pretty simple. You know, it's that. It's just the smells, the sensory of it, I guess. Touch, feel, smell. It's just you get the smell of the hive and the propolis on your gloves, and the honey, and I don't know, it's a lot of things, but it's amazing, like I said, how complex and like they're a super organism, yet they're you can really break things down to a very basic level if you allow yourself to.
Yeah, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the individual bee. That individual bee is going to live from maybe 3 weeks to 3 months, and they're not concerned. The individual bee, and there's no concern with the individual bee within the colony. They're looking for that greater good. And the community around that, just like kind of like the Hive Life community that kind of brought us all together. The community is great, and just everybody is. Everybody wants each other to do well. I'm willing to share. You're willing to share, even if that's if I share a secret or tip or trick that may help you, and it may even draw a little business for me, and that's fine too.
When you accept the fact that there are no absolutes in beekeeping, right?
Yes.
There is not one way to do something. There are many different ways and approaches, and I think when we can take time, just like the bee, you look at a colony, and you got the workers, you've got drones, you've got the queen. Sometimes you even have laying workers. There's all these dynamics at play. You've got the different varieties and colors of pollen, the nectar sources, and how they draw. There's so much diversity and variety inside of that colony. They're not inside there fussing and fighting on, well, which color of pollen are you bringing? They're working together as a whole, as a collective. There's an awful lot, I think, that we can learn from that, to where we want to see each other do well, right? It's not a race. It's not a contest. It's about seeing other folks do well, being a lighthouse to them when we can. And it's so obvious when you spend a little time in the thinking chair, just learning right there from those bees.
That's right. There's a lot of commonality in beekeeping.
I love bees.
What is it, Barry, about those bees that keep you coming? What is it about those dang bugs in a box?
Those bugs in a box give me honey, give me satisfaction. I talk to them.
Yeah.
I actually do. I talk to them, and they don't respond. Of course, they'll sting you as quick as anything.
Yeah.
I've only got stung twice this year.
Really?
Yes.
Are you sweet talking to ladies or what?
I'm sweet talking to ladies.
Okay, sugar daddy, sweet talking to ladies. You heard it here first.
Sweet talking to ladies.
You've been keeping bees for a couple of years.
Since 73.
Since 1973.
Yeah.
What has changed the most, you think? Since
Mites.
Really?
Yeah. There was no mites back then.
Yeah.
Mites. You had hive beetles. You still had those.
Right.
But mites is the killer.
For folks just getting started, Barry, what would you have any words of wisdom for them?
Treat. I mean, bees that they find in a tree, they die out.
Right. It's true.
And the scum that goes to the other tree, but the ones that leave, they die out.
Right.
It's because of mites or because of something. And if you don't treat bees and do it the right way, you lose them.
What is it about these bugs in a box that keeps us coming back for more?
And for me, really, it's God's creation, taking care of them, you know, making sure life's going on, because, you know, as we all know, can't keep going without bees, keeping our plants going and stuff. And I just really feel the urge to take care of it, you know, and I've found really a love for the bees over a lot of different things I've tried to farm over the years. Just something about, you know, them making new queens, making honey, you know, going out and working all this stuff. It's really interesting to see such efficient work from such a small creature. You know, something that just you don't see every day.
There's also this thing where you're a musician, and so there's obviously an art to creating music. You know, finding those strings and those melodies that fit together to make the chord, to make the harmony, to make the melody, to make the song, to make the album. There's something with beekeeping. There's an art to beekeeping too, where you have all these components. Or just like picking up a guitar and playing, or playing with a band and all these different pieces, that you find the harmony within inside of the colony itself, and you can kind of tune in, pun intended, to the beauty of the colony, the sight, the sound, the smell. Everything is working as one big whole.
I've had more fun farming bees than I've had farming anything.
Right.
And really, it doesn't really feel like work.
Right.
You know, it's like I'm doing something that I like doing. There's a purpose. I'm helping an entire ecosystem grow, which is then helping the entire ecosystem we live in. Right. You know, and it's phenomenal. And as you said, I don't know if we'll ever know what it is, but there's so many different things about it that keeps me coming back. Yep. You know, it's more than just one thing. It's a lot of things. I've never noticed flowers. I've never noticed all the things that are blooming until the last few years, you know, since I've been keeping bees. Now I keep up with all kinds of stuff that I never even thought about.
Perspective, you know? And all the things that we see, it's much deeper, and it seems to be more impactful now that we're actually aware that it's more than just ourselves. It's more than just the bee. We actually can look at the entire system as a whole. There's a really big, beautiful picture once you can look at it. Mike, what is it about those bugs in the box?
Wow, those bugs in the box. There's something about them. It's an insect that can do so much, so many functions it has, so many things it has within itself, and we get to manipulate it. God allowed us to manipulate His creation and do the things we can do. We can make products from it, and it's just exciting to sit there and be able to propagate them and manipulate them and watch them do their thing and explode on you and watch the direct results of what you do, or the actions of what you do, the results that you get from them. To me, it's nothing like it. It's like almost an addiction when you get to do this and you have this ability given to you to do this. So to me, it's just a wonderful, wonderful insect that we're allowed to play with, if you say. I say play with them, manipulate them, whatever you want to call it. To me, that's what they are. They're just amazing, amazing insects.
Randy, what is it about those bugs in a box?
Greg, let me tell you, I've been waiting my whole life for somebody to ask me that very question. And I'm so glad you brought it up. There's just something magical about those bugs in a box. I don't know a whole lot of beekeepers that don't have a watching chair or some way to sit out and just watch their bees. You just watch them work, It's just something that it's like watching a campfire. It's like sitting around at midnight watching a campfire. You're out there by yourself and it's quiet. But I do the same thing with my bees. I pull my truck out there and just sit on the tailgate of my truck and just watch them work. And you never learn all there is to know about them. I mean, you got people with doctorates studying little bitty aspects of these bugs in a box that we tend. They don't know all there is to know. I'll never know all there is to know, but there's so much to learn. It's all so interesting, and it brings together a community, whether in the way we're doing it with YouTube and with other things, it brings together a community of like-minded people that are, we're all a little off, kind of. But, I mean, tonight we're out here with 20 people or so out at the restaurant, and we're all together with this one common thing, bugs in a box. I don't think any of us have anything else in common except for that. Maybe a little bit of homesteading type stuff, but it just brings together people, and it's fun. It's interesting, and anywhere you go, you're the most interesting person in the room. When somebody says, "What do you do for a living?" You say, "I'm a contractor," and you're like, "Oh, that's interesting." Or if they say, "What do you do for a living?" You say, "I'm a beekeeper." They go, "Really?" And then the questions start coming, and everybody's interested. And so people sitting by you, it perks their ears up. They're like, "Oh, you're a beekeeper. You make your own honey? Do you ever get stung?" You get all these questions. But it's just fun. It's relaxing, it's fun, and I'll be doing it from now on, just like you, I'm sure.
Miss Lisa, what is it about those bugs in a box?
What is it about the bugs in the box? Well, you get free honey. Well, it's not really free, I guess, is it? It's mesmerizing. And I can't explain when I go out there, even when I get stung, I don't know, it's very peaceful. It's just mesmerizing watching all these insects fly around me and buzzing in the box. It's just amazing.
What is it about those bugs in a box?
I think it's just sitting there watching God's creation, and that such a little creature can work together in harmony. It takes what seems like nothing and build up to be magnificence, the structures they make, continuity of what they do together. I think when I sit in a chair in the yard, I see them, I do relax. It gives me a relaxing state, sitting there watching them come and go, watch them bring the pollen, watch them bring the nectar, and then see them take off again. I think that's the biggest thing I think about the bugs in the box. They hold my attention longer than anything I've ever thought of. I think that's about it, really.
What is it about those bugs in a box?
That's when they had. Well, I just started my second year, and when I moved down here to Alabama, I got a package and a nook, and I'm trying to put them all in a double nook box. Man, I couldn't find my equipment, couldn't find my beehive. I had a temporary hive, and anyways, trying to get these bees in that box, had no gear on. What adrenaline rush, and I was hooked. I mean, they were just flying back and forth, and I started out with those two little package and a nook, and now I have 7 hives and 2 nooks. So that was my first year, and now I'm beginning my second year. So I'm hooked, and I guess all the hives I got now, I hate to look for next year. So where is that? What is it about them bugs in the box? All right.
Bruce, what is it about those bugs in a box?
Man, I don't know. It's addictive from the day I first opened one up. It's therapeutic to me. It's always an adventure, and I just never know what to expect, and it's just very miraculous to me how they do what they do, and I don't know what it is. It's just something. There's an it about it that is just addicting that I just love. And I guess it's a way to interact fully with nature. And it's like opening a gift. Every time you open one, you never know what you're going to expect. It's a surprise. And so many things to learn, so many things to do, and so many things you can do with it. And I just love it. I have a friend, and we talked about this, that if you ever doubt that there's a God, just open a beehive and look at the bees, because there's just no way that just happened randomly. There's definitely something divine about that, and I just love it.
What is it about these bugs in a box that keeps us coming back, that keeps us working them in the rain, traveling across the country?
In the heat?
And the heat, the snow, the rain.
Snow?
The snow. That's a long story, right, Tim? Oh. There is just something about the bees, and I think the bees are just the conduit to people. Bees are a conduit to a connection that's way greater than ourselves. We can't fully understand what it is, but we're drawn to it. As we've heard folks talk about, there's a healing with the bees, mental, physical, spiritual. It ties people together, it makes those connections, it brings us all together, it fulfills a part of us, that the result of engaging with the bees, the result of that action, the consequence of that action is joy and happiness. What is it exactly about those bees? I don't think I'll ever know, but I think I'll spend all my days trying to find out.
Brother, I wish I could put it in a simple phrase. There is no explanation of them. They capture your heart, they capture your soul. They have a healing to them that just passes all understanding. I can't explain it. They've been using them for medicine for thousands of years. They couldn't explain it, they just knew it worked. And just like it can help with a physical ailment, I believe with everything in me, they'll help with a mental ailment, along with them physical ailments. They have a way of just working on you. Have a way of working on you.